Hi, grade threes. I have my special assistant here today with a message for you. My little special assistant. Hello, are you ready to solve some real life problems with multiplication? Yay! I just wanted to show you my little rock I painted. Isn't he cute? A little snail. Anyway, today we are going to be working on page 193 and 194 in your JumpMath 3.1 book. And we are almost finished our multiplication section for now. There will be much more multiplication things in your future, but for today, we are going to finish this unit. So anyway, little snaily, I guess you have to go now. Okay, good luck, everyone. So the first question we're going to look at is the one right in the book, because I figure that's a nice simple one to start with. And it says, a stool has 3 legs. How many legs will 6 stools have? So there's the picture of the stool. You can see there's 3 legs. So I'm just going to draw a stool. There's 1 stool. Mine aren't going to be as nice. 2, 3, because there's 6 stools, so I'm going to draw a 6. 4, 5, 6. These kind of look like little alien spaceships or spiders with some missing legs. Okay, but anyway, so there is 6, and each one has 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 plus 3 plus 3. We know now the multiplication would be 3 because there's 3 legs. And there's 6 stools, 3 times 6. Or I could say there's 6 stools and each stool has 3 legs. I can write it either way. It will give you the same answer. And 6 times 3, you know what that is? It's 18. If you don't know that, remember doubles. So you could go 6 groups of 2, or 6 times 2 would be 12, and then add on 6 more. Or maybe you can just remember 6 groups of 3 is 18. Good. Okay, so I'm going to show you this problem. It says here, Ivan has 5 pets. Some are birds, the rest are dogs. Together, his pets have 16 legs. How many pets of each kind does he have? So this is a little interesting. We know, though, a couple things. Some of the things we know. We know that dogs have 4 legs and birds have 2 legs. So they've made a chart here. This is a chart so that you can try different combinations. So we have to get a total of 16 here. And he only has 5 pets. So he could have, and he has some that are dogs and he has some that are birds. So there's got to be always at least 1 bird. So we're going to just fill in the chart of the possibilities and then figure out which one is the right answer. Okay, so I'm just going to do it over here. I'm going to try to make this a little bigger for you. I don't want to block your screen, but the other part, but I guess I can put it right there. Okay. So I'm going to make this chart. I'm just going to put dogs for the top here, and then birds. Oopsie. Okay. And total. I'm going to make a little chart. Okay. And I want to use another color for my chart. Okay. So he has 5 pets altogether. He has 5 altogether. Okay. And we're looking for the total legs, not just total pets. Total, oops, I'll write legs under here. Legs. Okay, so to do this, the number here and the number here have to equal 5 because he has 5 pets altogether. Okay. So he could have 4 dogs and 1 bird because 4 and 1 is 5. Or we don't know if that's right. He could have 3 dogs. And if he has 3 dogs, he has to have how many birds? 2. Or he could have 2 dogs and 3 birds. Or he could have 1 dog and 4 birds. So those are the choices. Sorry, I know it's shiny right there. I'll try to make the one bigger so maybe you can see it better. Okay. So these are the possibilities. We don't know which one is right. We don't know if he has 4 dogs and 1 bird or 3 dogs and 2 birds, but we're going to try to figure out. What we do know, what they told us, is that altogether his pets have 16 legs. So we're looking for the magic number over here that's going to be 16. So when we get one that gives us the answer of 16, that's going to be the right combination, because we know that altogether he has 16 legs. So dogs have 4 legs. So it's going to be 4 times 4. So if he has 4 legs times 4 dogs, this is going to be all 4 groups of 3, or we should say it the other way, 3 groups of 4. Maybe I should write, well, it doesn't matter which way you do it. This is just saying that there's 4 legs and you're timesing it by how many of those animals he has. And how many legs do birds have? They have 2. So 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4. And we have to add this many legs with this many legs. So where this line is, that's really an adding sign. We're adding the amount of legs here with the amount of legs here. And when we get the answer 16, we know that's the right answer. We know which one, how many dogs he has and how many birds he has. Okay, so all of these are the same. We have to multiply this, and then add them together. Okay, all right. So I'm going to use another color. I like to use lots of colors. This is a tricky question. I don't think they gave you one that's tricky in your homework. But we'll do the tricky one here, and then in your homework, maybe it'll be easier. So first, well, actually, I'm going to start down. Well, I could start either way. I'm going to do 4 groups of 4, and I have to know what that equals. So 4 groups of 4. Well, I know 2 4s is 8 because I know my doubles, and 2 8s is 16. So that must mean 4 groups of 4 is 16. And it is. 4 times 4 is 16. I'm just going to write the numbers down underneath. So that goes with this one. Whoop, that goes together. Okay. What's 4 groups of 3? Ah, the one you never forget. Did you say it? I hope so. 12. So that one is 12 legs, 16 legs. 4 groups of 2, that's doubles. 4 times 2, or 8 times, or sorry, 2 times 4 is 8. And 4 times 1, one group, anything times 1 is its own number. We know that. Okay, those are the possibilities. Now, right away, the whole number of legs I can have is 16. And right away, if he has 4 dogs, he has 16 legs. And that's not counting anything from the birds. So that's already going to be too big, because if he has 1 bird, that's going to be another 2 legs. And 16, I'll just put over here, 16 plus 2 is what? That's 18. 16 plus 2 is 18, and 18 is too big. We need 16 legs, so it's not this one. So I'm just going to put a big X. Maybe draw a line through that. Can't be that. Can't have 4 dogs and 1 bird. But maybe he has 3. Remember, this is the number of dogs, and this is the number of birds. Maybe he has 3 dogs and 2 birds. So let's see. Well, 3 dogs will give him 12 legs. 2 groups of 2, if he has 2 birds, he's going to have 4 legs. 2 groups of 2 is 4. And what's 12 and 4? 12 plus 4 equals 4 and 2 is 6. 16. Look. That's the right answer. So he must have Then you can write a sentence. Usually when you're solving problems, you write a sentence. The sentence would be, Ivan, I'm just writing it here so you can see. Actually, I want to make it neat. I don't want you guys to think messy is okay. You always want to be neat. I'm going to write it over here under this space since I've got room. Ivan must have 3 dogs and 2 birds. All right. Oops, you can't even see my writing. There we go. Ivan must have 3 dogs and 2 birds. We could do the rest. We could see what happens. So he's got 8 legs here. 2 times 3 is 6. And what is 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6. Well, when I'm doing my adding 8, if I think of this as a 10, I would have 16, and then I take away 2, 14. So that would be 14. 14's not the right answer, so that's not right. And here I would have 4 plus 2. Oops, I don't know why I did that. 2 times 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. And I would have my 8 plus 4. Well, I know 8 plus 2 is 10. So I would have 2 more, 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. 8 plus 6 is 14. So that's not right. The only one that can be right is that Ivan has 3 dogs and 2 birds. Ivan must have 3 dogs and 2 birds. Nothing else worked. So we tried all the common, first we wrote down he could have 4 dogs and 1 bird, or he could have 3 dogs and 2 birds, 2 dogs and 3 birds, or 1 dog and 4 birds. We multiplied how many legs each one would have. So all the dogs have 4 legs, all the birds have 2. And we had to find the right combination. It's like solving a problem. It's like solving a combination block. You got to try all the combinations till you find the right one. Okay. I don't think they give you anything quite that tricky in your homework. So sometimes when they give you a problem, they don't give you a chart. They just give you the question. But a chart helps you organize your information. So for instance here, it says to make a table or a chart to find the answer. A, Karen has 6 pets. Some are cats and the rest are birds. Her pets have 14 legs in total. How many cats and birds does she have? Now, we could have just used that same chart we just did because dogs and cats have the same amount of legs. The questions are basically the same here. So this time she has 6 pets. Oh, this time she has 6 pets. Sorry, it's going to be different because she has 6 pets, not 5. Last time it was 5. So I'm just going to show you over here what I would do. If they tell you something like this, and move this here so you can see. Right there is good. All right, so I need to make a table. That's what they're telling me, okay? Karen has 6 pets, so altogether she has 6 pets. So remember I wrote, I'm just gonna write cats. So she has some cats. Oh, that's right. There we go. Make sure this is straight. Okay, so she has cats. She has birds. And then they tell you the total legs. Now, in real life, I probably would tell someone how many cats and dogs I have, not how many legs I have, and make them figure out how many cats and dogs we have, or birds. But this makes a better problem to solve for you guys. So total legs. Okay, so we know, because they've told us in the question, that there are 14 legs in total. So we know the magic number this time is 14. I'm going to put that up at the top here. And we know that cats have 4 legs. So I'm going to write 4 for cats, and birds have 2 legs. And we also know that she has 6 pets. And all of her pets are either cats or birds. So, and she has at least some cats and some birds. So she's going to have, if she has almost all cats, she could have 5 cats and 1 bird. Okay, I'm going to write it. I think I'm just going to switch this around a little. I'm going to write the 5 over a bit. So the 6 is just telling me how many pets altogether. So she could have 5 cats and she could have 1 bird, because 5 and 1 is 6. Or remember, we don't know. We're trying to solve a problem. She might have 4 cats and 2 birds. This is kind of like doing how many ways? 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. What's another way? 3, she could have 3 cats and 3 birds. Or she could have 2 cats and 4 birds. Or she could have 1 cat and 5 birds. Those are the possibilities, okay? And then we have to write how many legs. Well, this is 4. All of these ones have 4 legs. So we're multiplying by 4. We're taking how many pets, multiplying by 4. These ones all have 2 legs. I'm writing it on the other side this time, but it doesn't really matter because of the associative property of multiplication, which we learned about last time. Okay, so, and then remember, we have to add these together. So this little line in the middle is like saying add. We're going to add how many cats' legs and how many birds' legs together till we get 14. When we get 14, we don't have to do any more. We could stop the question. So we don't have to do them in order either. We could jump to the one that we think is right. Okay, so 5 groups of 4. If you use your chart or count by 5s, you'll find out that's 20. 20, and then 1 group of 2, anything times 1 stays its own number. So that's 2. So we have 20 plus 2. 20 plus 2. That is 22. Is that what we're looking for? Nope. That one can't be right. All right, let's do 4 groups of 4. 4 groups of 4. You use your chart or memorize this, or learn 2 groups of 4 and then add another 2 groups of 4, double it. And either way, you're going to come up with 16. 16 and 2 groups of 2, 2 2s, doubles, is 4. 16 plus 4. Well, I know 6 and 4 is 10. So 16 plus 4 is going to have to be 20. Is that the magic number? Nope. So she can't have 4 cats and 2 birds. And she can't have, she can't have 4 cats and 2 birds or 5 cats and 2 birds. Both of those are wrong. Could be this one. Maybe she has 3 cats and 3 birds. Well, 3 groups of 4, the one we never forget, 12. And 3 groups of 2, that's doubles, 2 3s is 6. So 12 plus 6, well, 6 and 2 is 8, and then the 1, 18. Is that the magic number? Nope. Okay. 2 groups of 4. Now we're doing, if she had 2 cats, 2 groups of, how many legs would 2 cats have? 2 cats have 8 legs. And if she has 4 birds have 8 legs. Okay. So we've got 8 plus 8, 16. Is that the right answer? No, can't be that. It's got to be the last one. And you can't see that. That's a 4. 1 group of 4 is 4. And 5 groups of 2, 10. 4 plus 10, 14. So we've got the answer. So now you have to write a sentence to show your answer. And usually when you're solving problems, you write a sentence to finish it. So you would say, Karen has 1, this is how many cats. Remember, 1 cat and 5 birds. Okay, so see how we're multiplying? First, we're putting the possibilities of how many animals of each kind she could have. Then we have to write down how many legs each of those animals have, all the cats and the birds. And we have to do the multiplying. And then we have to add the number of legs from the cats with the number of legs from the birds and see what we get. And we were looking for, because the question told us the answer was going to be 14. So we had to solve it all the way to there to find out the real answer. Okay. So in your book, they have different kinds of questions. They don't have all like I just showed you, but I was just showing you how you can solve a problem. Number 2 in here says Tessa multiplies 5 by a number less than 4. The one digit of her answer is 0. What number did she multiply 5 by? What is her answer? Okay, so these are the clues. It's all like a little mystery. When you're solving these kind of word problems, it's like you're solving a mystery. And they give you clues, just like they gave us clues in the other question. They told us how many legs we had, and they told us how many cats and how many, or that the pets were cats and birds. And we have to figure things out. We have to know, oh, a cat has 4 legs, a bird has 2. And we know some clues. So here we have to look at the clues. She's multiplying 5. So I'm just going to show you this one. Okay. She's multiplying 5 by a number less than 4. Less than 4. First of all, that means it cannot be 4. 4 is not less than 4. So what are the numbers that are less than 4? So I'm going to write down less than. That means less than 4. Okay, all the numbers that are less than 4 are, well, 3 is less than 4. 2 is less than 4. 1 is less than 4. And 0 is less than 4. And I'm multiplying by 5. I'm multiplying all of these by 5. So I could do 5 times 3. I could do 5 times 2. I could do 5 times 1 or 5 times 0. And it says in the question here, the other part of the clue, the ones digit of her answer is 0. The ones digit. Okay. So remember, we got the 10s and then we got the 1s. So I'm going to figure out the answers. What's 5 groups of 3? 15. This is the ones digit. Is it 0? Nope. 5 groups of 2 is, oh, there's the 1 digit. Is that it? Well, it could be 2. Well, if she multiplies by 2, she gets a ones digit, that's 0. What's 5 groups of 1? The number stays the same, 5, and that's the ones digit. So that can't be it. And 5 groups of 0, 0. So this one, the ones digit is 0, and this one, the ones digit is 0. So there's kind of 2 answers. It could be either the answer is 2 or 0. That's how you do number 2. Okay. These ones here, number 3, that's not too hard. It's kind of like the stool one. It says there are 10 crayons in a box. How many crayons are in 5 boxes? So you have to take 5 groups of 10. So 5 times 10 or 10 times 5. Pens come in packages of 4. How many pens are in 4 boxes? So it's 4 times 4. Find 2 numbers. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. It's not too tricky, but it looks tricky, okay? So they're saying that this triangle, the number that goes in that triangle, or find 2 numbers. This is a number and this is a number. They're unknown. You don't know what the numbers are, but you just know that triangles, all the triangles have the same number, squares have the same number, okay? So triangle and square, so that the multiplication sentence, square times triangle equals square. You have to remember something we learned about multiplying. A number multiplied by something is going to give you the same number, because that number and that number are the same. So what do you multiply a number by to get the answer is the same? It's one of the things that we learned about So look back in your notes, look back a few pages and you might find that one. How can I get the same answer as part of my question here? Now here, this is really good. Find the sum and the product of each pair of numbers. Do you remember what sum is? Sum is the answer to what kind of question? Addition, that's right. And products are the answers to multiplication. So if it's 3 and 4 are the two numbers, what's the sum of 3 and 4? Or what's the product? So you're either adding them together or multiplying. You need two different answers for all of those. And then it says to make your own. So put two more numbers here and do it. Okay. Okay, so down here, fill in the blanks. You can kind of use your answers here to come up with the answers for down here. Two numbers, so any two numbers like this, whose product, the product is bigger than their sum. So you're going to see, is there one that's this number is bigger than this number? And those would be the two numbers. I don't know which one it is. I'm not going to tell you. But which one has a product bigger than the sum? And then there's some, two numbers whose sum is bigger than their product. And two numbers whose sum and products are equal. It could be in this chart. It might not be. It could be other numbers. So you have to figure them out. Down here, this is a good review. What do you get when you multiply a number by 1? I'm not going to tell you that. Woo! Okay. I think I just, okay, anyway. So if you notice, there's these little booklets around some of these things. Okay, so that means that you're supposed to do this in a book, in a notebook. You should have a little math notebook because you can't fit everything into the papers, okay? They've given you a chart here. They're talking about bicycles, tricycles, and go-karts. Bicycle has 2 wheels, tricycle has 3, go-karts have 4. And then you're going to answer these questions based on that. So how many wheels do 6 bicycles have? So I have to go 6 times 2 because every bicycle is 2 and I have 6 of them. So 6 groups of 2. Do 5 tricycles have more wheels than 4 go-karts? So you have to figure out how many wheels do 5 tricycles have and how many wheels do 4 go-karts have? You have to figure that out first and then you can answer the question. Jim counted 11 wheels on 3 vehicles. How many of each type of vehicle did he count? Ooh, this is kind of like the ones we did with the birds and the dogs. Except for we don't have birds and dogs, we have different vehicles. So we have like either go-karts, tricycles, bicycles. He's only got 3 vehicles altogether though, at 11 wheels. So you've got to figure that out. Ooh. Try some combinations. Okay, and then here we're talking about perimeter. Remember when we studied perimeter? It was the distance around something. So we talked, you could add it all together. You can add 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5. That's the distance around. But it says to use addition and multiplication for the perimeter. So I'm going to show you how to do that so that you'll be able to do these questions. Okay. So if I'm finding the perimeter, remember I'm finding the distance around. These numbers are telling you how long each side is. So this side, 2 centimeters, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 1. So I could do 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, but it says in the question to use multiplication and addition. So I can see that I've got 2 sides that are 2. So 2 sides multiplied by 2 centimeters. Oops, sorry, it's shiny there. I'll write it in a different spot. Why it's so shiny? Okay. 2 sides that are 2 centimeters long plus 2 sides that are 1 centimeter long. I'm adding them together. So I would go 2 times 2 which is 4, plus 2 times 1, which is 2, which is equal to 6. And I have to say centimeters because I have to put in the unit of measurement. And if I add this, 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So I get 6 centimeters. Same answer. But this time I multiplied 2 because there's 2 sides. 2 times 2, 2 times 1. And then I added that together to get 6 centimeters. And that's what they want you to do on question number 9. Okay, so now in this one, this is a different shape. This is a square. All the sides are the same. So I can see how many, they're all 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. And I'm going to use multiplication. I don't have to use addition this time because they're all the same measurement. So it's 4 centimeters and times 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. 4 times 4. 16 centimeters. So when it's a square, I can just do, I don't have to do any addition. I'm just multiplying all the sides. 4 sides times how many centimeters each side is. And they're all the same. So it's going to be 4 times 4. If they were all 6 centimeters, 6 times 4. If they were 10 centimeters, 10 times 4. So any of the questions that have more than one side. So like for here, number 11, this one is a pentagon. It's got 5 sides and each side is 3 meters. So it's 3 meters times how many sides? Here, it's a weird shape, but we know that 3 of the sides are the same. So we could do 3 times these ones. And then there's 2 sides that are the same here. So we have to add. When there's 2 different measurements, you have to add. You can multiply the ones that are the same together and then add it with the ones that add them both together in the end. Okay. And then there's some bonuses. I'll let you figure those out on your own if you want to take that extra challenge. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you understand. And I'll let my little guy say goodbye. Bye, everyone. Good luck. All right. Talk to you later.